Jasmine Tales and Stories for Kids.
A glass of milk. There once was a poor boy who spent his days going door to door selling newspapers to pay for school. One day, as he was walking his route, he started feeling low and weak. The poor boy was starving, so he decided to ask for food when he came to the next door. The poor boy asked for food, but was denied every time, until he reached the door of a girl. He asked for a glass of water, but seeing his poor state, the girl came back with a glass of milk. The boy asked how much he owed her for the milk, but she refused payment. Years later, the girl, who was now a grown woman, fell sick. She went from doctor to doctor, but no one was able to cure her. Finally, she went to the best doctor in town. The doctor spent months treating her until she was finally cured. Despite her happiness, she was afraid she couldn't afford to pay the bill. But when the hospital handed her the bill, it read, "Paid in full with a glass of milk." The moral: no good deed goes unrewarded. The Lion and the Mouse. A lion was once sleeping in his den when a mouse started running up and down his body just for fun. This woke up the lion and he was quite angry. He was about to eat the mouse when the mouse pleaded the lion to set him free. "I promise you, I will be of great help to you someday if you spare me." The lion laughed at the mouse's confidence and let him go. One day, a few hunters came into the forest and trapped the lion in a net. They tied him up against a tree. The lion started to roar and struggled to free himself. Soon the mouse walked past and noticed the lion in trouble. He ran and called his friends for help. Together they gnawed on the ropes to set the lion free. They ran off into the jungle and remained friends thereafter. Moral: a small act of kindness can go a long way. Little Red Riding Hood. Long, long ago, in a small house near the forest, there lived a little girl with her mother. Her name was Little Red Riding Hood. One day her mother said, "Grandma is sick. She's in bed. Go to her house. In the basket, there's a bottle of fresh milk, some bread, and some butter for her." Little Red Riding Hood immediately set out for Grandmother's house. But in the forest, she met a hungry wolf. "Where are you going?" said the wolf. "To see my grandmother," said innocent Little Red Riding Hood. "She's sick. I have some milk, bread, and butter for her." "Pick some flowers," said the wolf. And he ran to Grandmother's house. The wolf got to Grandmother's house. He went tap, tap, tap on the door. "Who is this?" asked Grandma. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf. "I have some milk, bread, and butter for you." "Open the door and come in, my dear," said Grandma. The wolf opened the door, and in an instant, he ate her up. Then he got into Grandma's bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood got to Grandmother's house. She went tap, tap, tap on the door. "Who is this?" asked the wolf. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I have some milk, bread, and butter for you. And some flowers." "Open the door and come in, my dear," said the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood was surprised. Grandma looked so different. "Granny, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what big eyes you have," she said. "All the better to see you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what a big nose you have," she said. "All the better to smell you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what a big mouth you have," she said. all the better to eat you with," said the wolf. And in an instant, he ate her up. The Hare and the Tortoise. There once was a speedy hare who bragged about how fast he could run. Tired of hearing him boast, the tortoise challenged him to a race. All the animals in the forest gathered to watch. The hare ran down the road for a while, and paused to rest. He looked back at the tortoise and cried out, "How do you expect to win this race when you are walking along at your slow pace?" The hare stretched himself out alongside the road and fell asleep, thinking, "There is plenty of time to relax." The tortoise walked and walked, never stopping until he came to the finish line. The animals who were watching cheered so loudly for Tortoise that they woke up Hare. The hare stretched and yawned and began to run again, but it was too late. Tortoise was already over the line. Moral: slow and steady wins the race. A farmer and his 4 sons. Once there lived an old farmer in a village. He had 4 sons. They were always quarreling with each other. The farmer tried hard to bring unity among them. He would request them to live with love and peace, but they would never listen to his advice. He was always worried about their future. One day, he fell sick. He thought that it was his chance to bring harmony among his sons. So he called his sons and asked each of them to bring a few sticks. They brought the sticks to their father. The farmer asked one of them to tie the sticks in a bundle. He then asked each of them to try and break the sticks. One by one, all the 4 sons tried to break the bundle, but failed. Then the farmer united the bundle. He gave 1 stick to each of them and asked them to break it. This time they were able to do it easily. The farmer said, "I just wanted to show you that if you are united, nobody can defeat you. But you keep quarreling among yourself, you will be easily broken by anyone." The sons learned their lesson and lived happily with their father thereafter. Unity is strength. Wishing you good night and sweetest dream.